Hi. Hi, good morning to everyone. So we are finally live. So first of all, I would like to welcome Sir Mr. Prem Kumar Chophla ji. Sir, welcome you to our channel, and it's indeed pleasure to have you there. And I'm sure that the tips, the experience you will be sharing with the guys about your tenure at RBI will surely be a value addition to them.
Well, thanks, Sachin. And I'm happy to talk to the prospective RBI officers. And even as a social person, our youngsters who are aspiring to join big institutions. Thank you. I won't take your time. We can go on as we go along.
It's a pleasure, sir. So, guys, what I will do is I'll start with a brief introduction of Sir, though this is a big list of achievements, but I think I will not be able to spend time on all such achievements. But let's discuss about some highlights. So, Sir joined RBI Reserve Bank of India in 1982 at an officer level, and he retired in 2018 at a level of Chief General Manager. So, wow, that's such a long tenure. And during this tenure, Sir has served at various locations across India, across various departments at RBI, and not only in India, but he also had a chance to serve abroad, mainly to attend trainings and seminars. So he has gone abroad multiple times. The major highlight of Sir's career is that he is a recipient of RBI Governor's Silver Medal for development, testing, and implementation of risk-based internal audit. We all know it's a very popular thing nowadays. So it was Sir who basically took a lead in that. And apart from that, he has been invited for various lectures in organizations like ICICI, where he has lectured students, managers in various domains. I mean, the list is very long. And he has also served in Institute of Internal Auditors at a position of Board of Governors. And he has also been part of various working groups at RBI, and he has also headed various working groups at RBI. So, sir, I mean, I know this, the experience itself you had at RBI talks about the rich exposure you had at RBI. Sir, maybe if you want to add something to this introduction.
Well, what would you like to know? I would like to know extracurricular within RBI. They'll answer some of your questions which are coming later on work life.
Yes,
or
sir.
maybe some committees or the latest experiences, significant ones, whichever way you want it.
So maybe the right thing is you share about extracurricular activities, because we all know people working at RBI are nerds. They are very good technically. So maybe tell us about your extracurricular activities.
No, I was a sports loving person from the beginning, and RBI does have that system of annual sports, and it's a proper way. It's not just like a makeshift thing that you just go ritually. No, not like that. It's generally competitive. I played 30 of those, and I didn't stop playing even after I became PGM or GM or even CGM once I attended. And table tennis was my game. I played veteran national, also representing Punjab several times.
Oh, great.
So still I continue to play whenever I am in Chandigarh. I go to the Sector 23 hall. They are my friends, old friends. And I play a little bit of golf nowadays when I have time. I was also an inter-college university player of chess.
Oh, great.
Very short, we won't prolong this part. Now, about the other thing, the latest things these youngsters might be perhaps wanting to know. The latest, my last 2-3 years, one was demonetization. In the demonetization phase, I was as GM, Department of Non-Banking Regulation. And my portfolio was microfinance companies across the country. So that was a real tough one. And maybe whatever we did there helped me get my promotion to CGM later on. Then another thing, I headed a group. I was convener of the working group internal, which helped implement that Ind AS, that IFRS 9 accounting standards.
Wow.
And at the national level, then there was a ICI, the Chartered Accounting Standard Board group, headed by one Mr. KD, who's now in Rajya Sabha. So I was RBI's nominee.
Sir, is my voice audible to you, sir? Sir, is my voice audible to you, sir? Can you hear me out? I think we have lost the connection with the sir. So what I'll do is I'll try to reconnect with sir. Please have patience, guys. Hi guys, it seems that connection has been lost. So please give me a minute or two. We will try to reconnect with sir. And I'm really apologetic for this small inconvenience that is being caused to you. I think the tempo was just being built and we lost the connection in between. So let me try this. Yes, there is some network problem. So we are trying and we're trying to get sir shortly back here. So internet is also a double-edged sword. It's very good that you can connect people who are sitting far away, but it is disadvantages also sometimes. As in when we are trying to connect to people far away, there can certainly be some problems sometimes. And unfortunately, we are at the receiving end right now. Guys, just to update you, we're trying to connect with the sir. I know it's very hard to be patient these days. Everybody is in a hurry. So I request your patience and we will try to be back within few minutes. My team is calling sir. Okay, in meanwhile, I'll take some questions. Pranav is asking, is it fine?
Yeah, sorry, I think my Wi-Fi got snapped.
Fine, sir. So I was just telling students that we will get you shortly back. So, sir, is it up and running now?
Well, I have the passport of my family member to the iPhone.
So is it right now, sir? Shall we start again? I mean,
sure.
Shall we continue?
We can continue. This will remain here.
Okay. Okay. So that was about the brief introduction of sir, and it's good to know that people at RBI are involved in sports also. Sir, so my first question to you, sir, is that you have spent such a long tenure at RBI, sir. If you have to just tell me in brief, sir, how does it feels to have worked for RBI so many years if you look back right now?
Well, it looks pretty good in many ways. One thing I must say, nothing is perfect in this world. If that would be so, there will be no room for improvement.
Yes.
Definitely, wherever other institutions do have their own, but you see the package on the whole, RBI has been a very good experience, comfortable, a very different institution which has esteem. It has esteem. It has social and ethical values which are very strong, known across the country, and it's known as a knowledge institution. These are the plus points. I'll not go to dwell on what other institutions have pluses. I won't go there.
But sir, when you work at RBI, I mean, we talk about social status and respect. So I mean, we listen about that as a teacher and a student. We listen about that RBI officers do get respect, not only within India but outside India. So sir, tell us something about that. Is that true?
That's correct. Within India also. See, officially there are various things. There are always inter-service competition, like civil service, other banks and all that. I'm not going to that. But one-to-one when we meet, even the civil servants used to really respect us and our viewpoints, I'll say. Personal respect is a little slightly different from that. Welcome with your own personality and interaction and all that. But they always respected RBI officers' viewpoint, even at the highest levels in bureaucracy.
That's good to know, sir. I mean, getting respect from civil servants. And sir, my next question to you is, so that was about feelings and respect. Overall, if we have to discuss about the work-life balance at RBI, because if we see in the corporate sector, sir, I mean, at this time, it's kind of a rat race with a lot of pressure, targets, and all about that. But is it the same at RBI, or the work-life balance at RBI is much better than what we see in corporate banks?
Definitely much better. That's where RBI scores, head and shoulders above everybody. And one plus point about this is that in RBI, being a central bank of the country, the top brass is always in touch with the best in the world. There are various fora, BIS, World Bank. And when a DG, governor, even CGMs go, they come back and they see and then they discuss. And they say, okay, this work-life balance thing which has been talked today. I remember the discussion of this started in RBI maybe 15 years back. So that's how it works. Sometimes it is odd because you are a little out of sync with the present context. But we are always a little 5 years ahead.
5 years, that's good to know. I know there is very good corporate culture in the European and basically in the European countries.
That is imbibed.
Yeah.
Very open door kind of thing.
Open door policy. And sir, generally, what are the timings? Obviously, there would be some hard days. I mean, sometimes like demonetization. But generally, what are the timings? And how is the work culture? Sir, you talked about open door policy. So is it like everybody is approachable and friendly, or is it like a bureaucratic culture where the wish of your boss becomes your command? What is like that?
No. That is the biggest difference. If you have half a minute, I'll tell you an anecdote. When I started my life in RBI as an officer, I joined Reserve Bank of India, Bombay. Mumbai office, those days were Farah days. Forex, for $50 you had to go to Reserve Bank. And I was posted in exchange control. So there is a building called Amar Building, the old time lifts. So that morning, RBI is very stickler for time, mind you. Discipline. And the officers have to come 15 minutes before the peons. That's how it works. That's the way it works. So I stood in the queue for the lift. And in those days, assistant controller of exchange used to be a reasonably big name. Now it's not, of course. Things have changed. Mr. Naganathan, I remember, he was standing behind me. And I had just joined 2-3 months back. So when the lift, my turn came, I said, sir, you kindly, like the northern, see, again, the regional culture, so many things are in Bombay. So I said, sir, you go in. Then he was angry with me. He said, no, young man, thank God, this is not the culture of Reserve Bank. You go in. Now I think that sums up lots of things for you. So that was a pleasant surprise for me as a youngster, as a probationer.
Actually, I think things like these only shows that how the culture is imbibed. The moment he would have told you that, no, this is not the culture here. So, I mean, as an employee, as a new employee, I would also carry that forward, right?
Yeah, for the whole life. At that moment, I was a bit flustered that I respect him and he's firing me in front of everybody. As a youngster, I said, yeah, 20 log khade hain, mere ko firing de raha. But then I realized.
That's the best part, sir. And you telling that incident, you remembering his name even 40, I mean, that incident would happen 40 years back. So that shows that how much impact that incident had on you. And obviously you would have carried that.
And I'll tell you a result of this. When I went to some big bank as a chief vigilance officer,
Okay.
I told my PS, any officer, even if he's accused of a disciplinary action, something, he comes to represent or request, let him come in, and let him have a cup of tea. My PS was angry. He said, sir, this is not a culture here. Everybody comes and says, "Aap bitha dete ho, ADM ko bhi, isko bhi." Then I was saying, I said, look, he's an officer of the bank. In Reserve Bank, we have learned to respect every officer. If I am CGM, for me, a manager is also an officer. So, ये culture में ये ऐसे चल रहा है. So, it's a result of those things, that grooming.
Yes. So it's indeed really good to know, sir, that RBI has such an open and a respecting culture. So now I would like to touch upon few areas specifically during our discussion, because those are the areas where people are interested in, such as salary, departments, trainings, postings, all those areas. So sir, what I'll do is I'll start with the postings, sir, because I think this is one of the areas which people are really concerned about, because India is such a big country. So my first question, sir, with respect to posting, is very common question across aspirants. Can I get a posting of my preference at RBI? What is the procedure, sir? Or
well, if you're asking me, can you can.
Okay,
but
so
it's not your right.
This is not our right.
Organizational requirements take a precedence over personal requirements. But RBI is not inhuman. Well, and there's one plus point. Please remember, it's across the country, but the biggest benefit in RBI is everywhere you are in a capital city.
That's right.
Capital city with all the infrastructure, connectivity, everything.
So
is that what you want more?
Yeah, carry on, sir.
No, you want something more on this?
No. So, sir, you mentioned about capital cities, sir. So this is also known by many of the aspirants, but maybe you can put some more light on this. So can we assume, sir, that RBI does not post you apart from capital cities? No posting anywhere in India. They do not have offices apart from capital cities.
Yeah, normally we don't. There may be one or two exceptions, like in Maharashtra, capital is Bombay, but Nagpur is equally big.
Okay.
There are a few exceptions.
Okay.
But these are not like tier 4 or something.
Oh,
not like that.
Fine.
Yeah.
And sir, a related question is, maybe, okay, depending upon requirements, you can get your posting of preference. But what about particularly getting your home state? Say I belong to Punjab. Can in my entire career at RBI, can I get a posting at my home state? And
yeah,
if yes,
certainly. In our days, when we joined, I remember they told us first posting will not be in your home state.
Okay.
But now that rigidity, cast in stone rule is gone.
Okay.
That's not there. But you may get. In my entire career, I got 2 tenures in Chandigarh. I belong to Punjab. I got 2 tenures.
And sir, is there any constraint that if you are posted to your home state, you can only spend, say, 2 years, 3 years there, or?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Case-to-case basis, requirement basis. Nothing like that. The 2-year thing is only in case of some centers called hardship centers, like you in difficult areas, and then you get a choice of posting afterwards. That is also done.
Okay. And sir, though this question may sound little bit childish, but again, I mean, when new people are joining RBI, they are very excited, anxious about their career at RBI. So they keep asking, sir, which is the best posting in terms of learning opportunities? I mean, Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta. So is there any answer to this, sir?
Well. Thing is, every place is good, definitely good. But in my personal view, and it is strictly a personal view, Bombay is the best. Reason is, Bombay is the headquarters, and about 40% of RBI's total man force is in Bombay only. That is the second part. Third is, Bombay has all the departments. So in lateral movement, RBI has lateral movement for general cadre officers. So all the streams are available within Bombay. And staying in Bombay is allowed to be around 9 years or 10 years, while in other states you get 3 to 5 years. So Bombay is the learning place because it's a financial capital of the country and so on. So, several things. In nutshell, I feel first posting in Bombay should be from wherever you belong. It will be very good experience.
Okay. So students, now sir has very, in a very lucid manner, he has explained that though there is no particular center which can be called as best center in terms of learning opportunities, that depends upon person to person. But still, I mean, if you have to take maybe a general view, maybe Bombay can be a good learning center because it is the financial capital of India, and most of the workforce of RBI, I think most of the majority of the good work might be being done at Mumbai itself. And sir, what is the transfer policy at RBI, and is it something like fixed, which is like say same for last 10-20 years, or it keeps on changing?
No, it keeps on changing. It's very dynamic. See, there are various kinds of things. One is the selection process. Internally, it is this. I reveal only a little bit because I'm not an authorized rep of RBI, and that disclaimer I should have given in the beginning. Whatever we discussed today is my personal opinion, entirely personal. There's nothing official about it, so it should be very clear on that. If you want some official version from RBI, you can give. So that's there. I'm speaking only from my personal perception experience. Now, RBI posting and transfer and HR policy is very dynamic. It changes. I tell you, many years back, people wanted to stay in place, get married, be comfy. Maybe 20 years later back. Some guys maybe now also. I'm talking journalism, what we'll be talking about. Now youngsters want where there is more career, where there are more openings, right? So those kind of things happen. So RBI policy, as I said in the beginning, are people experience and the research work. And they keep on changing the policy. Same happens a little bit to transfer policy. Some individuals have definitely benefited, some are not. That's another. Yes, it's a dynamic policy, and mostly it is adhered to. Sometimes they say 5 years in one place, sometimes. As I said, it's generalization. Officer, Bombay 9 years. Other places 3 years or 5 years, depending on where you are. It's very small office, there 5 officers, definitely somebody else wants to come 3 years, you can be asked to go. Usually tier 2 type, 5 years. This is usual policy. And it also changes when you grow. If you are GM, how can you say, "Mere ko 3 saal, 5 saal," then for the youngsters, we are talking about the youngsters. Right?
Thanks, sir. Fine. Thank you, sir, for this. So, sir, and again, a question related to aspirations of the candidates. Do RBI Grade B officers get a chance to serve abroad? And if yes, I mean, at what level you start getting those chances to serve abroad?
No, serving abroad is few and far between. I wouldn't like to. There are, yes, some, but in general, don't lay your great hopes on being posted abroad. But I tell you, all the direct officers, definitely you will get ample chances of getting training or participation in seminars. Those are available across the streams. More so in specialized streams like banking, you get chances. All areas, even technical side, yes. And then there are several other streams. We used to have golden jubilee, right now what they call it. It started when RBI entered its golden jubilee. So we also did very few in number. Every year 2, 5, something very small number. Now they have to change with time. Then they used to give scholarship to study abroad, and they used to select people. Then tell them, okay, you have 2 or 5 people. You seek admission on your merit anywhere in the world. You want to go to Harvard? Go. We'll pay you. And for 1 year you stay there, or in Oxford. But that's your capacity, and before that there's a blue sky. That's the additional part. Then they also in some streams they say, You do a doctorate from Mumbai University, we pay. There are lots of those schemes also, incentive schemes. You want to do USCFA? USCFA earlier was banned because we had a competing Indian CFA and court cases. There is a long list of upgradation courses which are partially funded and leave is given. So the facilities for upgradation. RBI is one organization which loves you to upgrade yourself to upgrade. That will be done.
That's good to know. So you at RBI students, you will get a lot of opportunities to upgrade yourself, to learn, and maybe as sir said, there are not much opportunities to serve abroad, but you will get good opportunities to get yourself trained and attend seminars abroad. While you're big tenure at RBI, you will definitely get chances to go abroad. And sir, again, what are the chances to work with esteemed organizations such as World Bank, or say, for that matter?
Definitely, those are there, but again, very few.
Very small.
These are there, but very few.
Sir, so guys, that was about posting. I can see various questions being asked by the aspirants in the chat window. Don't worry, everyone. I'll take your queries later on. As of now, let me first discuss the most common queries which all of you have. Then in the end, I'll also take some specific queries. So now, sir, let us discuss about the departments. Again, now RBI has a huge range of departments and does huge, various kinds of work, being a regulator almost in everything. And now new domains are also coming up, like payment systems, fintech, and all that. Now, sir, again, can one get department of his or her preference, or again the department is decided by RBI as per the requirements?
Well, it's both ways. And RBI decides the department for you. Let me say it that way. It takes into account your qualification, your experience, and the feedback about you, informal feedback, formal by a boss or whatever, and the requirements of the department. Let us say we hire 20 engineers this year. I can post all to my department of tech law. Not possible. And then there are opportunities. One is to cross-learn. That is a strong point of Reserve Bank. Lateral mobility, in fact, I feel is the best thing there. You work in banking stream, and then you work in the currency management, and then you go to banking school again. So you have a whole very holistic picture about the whole financial and control space. And again, it's a phantom. It will vary with individual, your capacity, your performance.
Sir, does the, I mean, when we get recruited at RBI, obviously we get a rank in the recruitment, right? Recruitment process. So does that rank has any bearing or has anything? I mean, does that rank affect the department you get at RBI? Suppose I'm the rank 1 in the recruitment process. Mm-hmm. So is there a chance that I'll get the best department? I know there might not be anything called the best department, but does your rank in the selection process impacts what department you get? Well,
it will not be fair to say what is the official position. But as I understand, in any setup, as long as human beings are deciding anywhere in the world, they will certainly be impacted by your rank and achievement to some extent, isn't it? So that human aspect itself will take care to a large extent. Yeah. But formal structure, no.
In the formal structure, no, but sir is saying that yes, when humans are involved, there is bound to be some impact. But I mean, nonetheless, so we can say that, I mean, it does not have much bearing or maybe very small impact on your on you getting department as per your rank, but there is nothing official about it. And sir, what about inter-departmental transfers? You said that there is lateral movement across departments. So is there any policy for that? That maybe you can work in one department for only 3 to 4 years and then you have to mandatorily move on to another department?
Well, there are policies, which are dynamic. Because the departments within RBI themselves keep on churning. they keep on being changed to the future, attuned to the future. So the policies also change, but there are policies, but I don't think they are, implemented in a very cast in stone kind of thing. In regional offices, that is apart from central office departments, lateral mobility is more. In Bombay, it is a little less. Central office particularly, but it is.
Fine. So in regional offices, students, you will get more mobility to move across departments, and as per sir, maybe in Mumbai, they are a bit less. So that were about departments. Sir, anything you would like to share about postings or departments that I might not have touched upon through my questions, sir?
My departments?
No, sir. Anything, any other information which you think might be, important for students to know with respect to postings or departments, and any other information?
Well, departments and postings, again, it's a question of bank of mind.
Okay, great, sir. So, sir, now I think we can discuss about the salary structure. This is again something really important, though I personally guide students, we personally as an organization guide students that it's not about salary. When you're working at RBI, it's more than what you're getting. I mean, you're getting a lot of things as we talked about, work-life balance, respect, status. But still, I mean, as a youngster, we are fascinated by money, and therefore I'm discussing the salary part, though I don't believe that salary should be something that should be considered as the main factor in joining RBI. But still, let's take this up, sir. Sir, in plain numbers, if I talk about, what is the overall package, sir? If we include everything, I know it's very difficult to give a number because there are a lot of components and which will vary depending upon in which city you are in and whether you have taken a housing accommodation from RBI or not. But if you have to convert everything in numbers as corporate houses do, CTC type, any ballpark number, sir, that you would like to tell that, okay, at least मतलब इतना तो worth इतना आपको वहां मिलेगा किसी भी फॉर्म में मिले?
Well, किसी भी फॉर्म में वाला मुश्किल है, but I give you a ballpark. Let's tell you the part. So first is what after discussing with you yesterday, I looked at the new scales. More than 1 lakh should be the straight away cash salary component. Then there will be cash components in allowances, which will also be say 30,000-40,000. So roughly, खाली यही count करोगे तो 16 तो बन गया, maybe more, a little much more than that. And then the part is I'll tell you the concept, then the youngsters can understand. In our days, the concept RBI always was focusing on that salary is just a part of life. It's not the whole life. That was the component. They said you should be able to live in a decent fashion. That was the first thing, the first and foremost in RBI is accommodation. In Bombay, people know how difficult it is and how costly it is. Now, if I give a package, how can I compare accommodation in Bombay with accommodation in Delhi or Chandigarh for that matter? But wherever you are, more or less, there could be some waiting time. There is crowded and all. But it gives you accommodation. It's a big deal for a younger one. Then, well, one part, lots of perks are classified into monetary perks and non-monetary perks. And on the tax on some of those perks is given back by RBI to you as a separate, which is not mentioned in the scale, cannot be mentioned. So some tax part on your perks also, in some way RBI pays. That's what I'll say. The concept has shifted from total decency in our days, now to some decency, some more cash. As you said rightly. But comparing with the corporate house will not be fair because here you get lots of freedom. And that you realize when you have served 4 or 5 years. And then you have that LTC, medicals, lots of things. So, and the biggest is accommodation and conveyance. And the tax part, which I think nobody would have, these students would not have seen that.
Exactly. तो देखिए सर ने ये बोला है कि सबसे पहले मतलब मनी को नंबर्स में लाना बहुत मुश्किल है बिकॉज द बेनिफिट्स I mean there are a lot of benefits and what is their value to them will depend upon how you are using them and in which city you are, but cash component ठीक है आपको 15-16 लाख मिल जाए, 1 लाख कम 1 लाख ज्यादा उतना मत सोचिए, but apart from that अगर आपको घर मिल जाए, आपके रिटायरमेंट के लिए एनपीएस पे पैसा आ जाए, आपके बच्चों की एजुकेशन फ्री हो जाए, आई थिंक I mean that can help you lead a good life even in a city like Mumbai, right? So मुंबई में सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या है? घर. तो आरबीआई अगर आपको घर दे रहने के लिए with decent facilities, ठीक है, और एक अच्छी लोकेशन, सेफ हो, जो सब आरबीआई वाले जहाँ पे रह रहे हो, so there is nothing like that. तो सैलरी, on a salary part, I think you need not think about that. RBI will take care of you and obviously it will always offer you. अभी तो आप काम करेंगे, 40 साल तक काम करेंगे, it will always offer you competitive salary because obviously they want to retain their talent. ठीक है?
No, salary में, sorry to intervene, I'll give them basic concept. As we discussed yesterday, the package when you spoke, no? In RBI, package is always worked out on competitive basis. And what they call parity. How do we stand vis-a-vis the best commercial bank in the country? It should be A+, slightly plus. And then comes the parity with civil servants. Then that's how internally it is worked out how much to pay in what form. So that parity will ensure that as long as the top government commercial bankers keep on getting good scales and the bureaucrats getting good scales, you will also get. That is what they call internal and external relativity when they negotiate pay scales. That's how it's done.
Fine, sir. So again, मतलब आपको मोटा पॉइंट ये अगर आप सारे लोग समझें, जो स्टूडेंट कम्युनिटी के नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, प्लीज डू नॉट थिंक टू मच अबाउट योर सैलरी व्हेन यू आर जॉइनिंग एट आरबीआई. इतना कैलकुलेशन मत कीजिए. यू विल बी गिवन द बेस्ट, यू विल बी वर्किंग विद द बेस्ट, यू विल बी लर्निंग द बेस्ट. ठीक है, आप बहुत आगे निकल जाएंगे. टाइम दीजिए अपने करियर को आरबीआई में. यू विल योरसेल्फ सी दैट वेयर यू आर इन द नेक्स्ट 5 to 10 years. बाकी पर्क्स बहुत सारे हैं. सर मतलब मैं अभी सर से क्या पूछूंगा, sir, if I am right, people also get petrol, then newspaper, mobile allowance, all these are given to people at RBI, right?
Almost everything. Conveyance. और RBI का जब accommodation मिलता है, because RBI owns. The difference is RBI में leased accommodation कम है, self-owned accommodation बहुत ज्यादा है across the country. और जो आरबीआई की अपनी ओन accommodation मिलती है जब, then you get the accommodation, you don't have to worry about any debt. The maintenance, the plumbing, there are lots of everything is there, man. And the allowances are also there for all those things which you asked, and maybe a little more. For every need of life. That's what I said in our time. What I said, what does a man need? He needs a good house, he needs good furniture, there is allowance. He needs good cleaning, newspaper, medicines, you name the thing you have. वो सब मिलता है अलग से. टेलीफोन, मोबाइल, दोनों मतलब सब.
लैपटॉप भी मिलता है, लैपटॉप अलाउंस भी मिलता है, फर्नीचर अलाउंस भी मिलता है,
लर्निंग अलाउंस मिलता
है. राइट सर. तो लिस्ट बहुत लंबी है, हम डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे, बट अगेन
वो इज नॉट एप्रोप्रिएट फोरम एंड टाइम.
टू समराइज इट टू द स्टूडेंट कम्युनिटी, टेंशन ना लो, मतलब आरबीआई हो गया तो लाइफ सेट है इन टर्म्स ऑफ सैलरी. सर एचआरए अलाउंस पे थोड़ा बहुत कंफ्यूजन रहता है लोगों को कि मतलब नो डाउट एचआरए अलाउंस इज वेरी बिग, but if I am right, if you opt for accommodation given by RBI, then HRA allowance is not given to you because you have already opted for accommodation, right sir? Right.
That's right.
Right. So
but
sir,
it's not a lifelong thing, man.
हाँ.
आपका ट्रांसफर हो गई, आपको 50 वैसी जगह पोस्ट कर दिया, आपका खुद का घर है, ड्यू टू व्हाट एवर रीजन, तो आपको हाउस रेंट में अलाउंस मिल जाएगा. इट्स नथिंग कास्ट इन स्टोन की एक बार ऑप्शन रिलीज जिंदगी भर चलेगी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
राइट। तो वो आप चेंज कर सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग अपॉन जब भी आप चाहें, आप एचआरए लेकर आरबीआई अकोमोडेशन छोड़ सकते हैं। बट सर जैसा मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ, व्हाट यू आर टेलिंग इज के अगर मुझे एचआरए और
बोलिए
sir, if I am understanding it right from what you have said earlier, that if I have to choose between HRA and accommodation, as per you go for accommodation unless and until you have your own house, because accommodation is very well kept by RBI, very well maintained by RBI, and I mean it's very good to have the accommodation by RBI rather than the HRA.
Definitely.
Definitely.
बहुत बड़ा फर्क है। और if unless you are ineligible something, उसी साथ है। One sec, वो hotspot जिससे मारा था उसमें कॉल आ गया। Call my, just my daughter was working on some project.
Sure, sir, sure.
Just one, give me 1 minute. That's it. Just look at the call. Fine? Okay. Well, give me 1 minute.
Sure, sir, sure. Take it.
वो वाईफाई उसमें लगाया तो उसमें कॉल आ गया। We'll shift the connection on these 5 people. Yeah, Ajay, are we connected now? Yeah, I shifted the connection to 1 minute. Sorry.
So, shall we continue, sir?
Yeah.
Right. And sir, what about the increments at RBI? Are they time-based or performance-based?
Time-based.
Time-based. So,
the biggest plus in RBI is.
Sir, why do you see it as a plus? Merit based भी तो एक advantage रहता है कि जो अच्छा करेगा उसको ज़्यादा मिलेगा।
नहीं, वो भी बताता हूँ वो RBI में इंटरनल तो बहुत बार डिस्कस होता था। See, RBI gives you the best of everything as a base case. Understand? अब meritorious है तो और ज़्यादा मिलेगा। कैसे मिलेगा? Promotion के time पे PR is counted heavily. And it does count sometimes for while deputing you for a foreign training or for sponsoring you for a doctorate or giving a scholarship. वो सब आता है. Anyway, one of my clients. Yeah, we can carry on. Yeah, please carry on. So that is how it works. Merit helps. And merit में एक बहुत बड़ी satisfaction होती है youngster में. आप कोई meritorious projects करते हो ना, तो आपकी access to senior management आसान है. They call you. RBI में वो थोड़ा सा फर्क है. Not negative on any institution, but I've seen other institutions. अरे कोई GM हो गया तो manager या agent तो बेचारा उसके पास जाने से भी घबराता है. And I remember even during probation, my head of the department used to call me for a cup of tea. वही हम लोग करते थे जब हम सीनियर हो गए. और अगर आप meritorious हो, तो your opinion will be valued, which gives much more satisfaction to a youngster than being paid 5,000 rupees. वो होता है. And I have experienced.
Great, sir. Now, sir, that was about salary. Basically, I hope we have taken most of the areas which student wanted us to take. Now, sir, moving on to the training part, sir. And the training I'm talking about here, sir, is not the trainings that happens at RBI at various junctures, but the starting training, the induction part.
Induction training. Okay.
Induction training. So, sir, I mean, जो training होती है, सबसे पहले वो कहाँ पे होती है? और I think due to COVID, it has not taken place for the last 2 years. Do you have any idea what is the course for the future?
No, I think they will revert to the old format slowly because अभी office जाना भी शुरू हो गया and all that. स्टाफ ट्रेनिंग कॉलेज चेन्नई में इंडक्शन होती है. There is very well kept hostel.
And
See,
sir,
it's an enjoyable part.
Enjoyable part. I think the best part of your entire tenure, maybe, or maybe one of the best parts.
One of the best.
Yeah.
उसमें क्या है? I tell you. When I joined or when people join at that time, they don't realize. The real part or thought which appears to me to have gone into is when you transition from a university to a student to an employee, it's not easy. बाहर से लगता है साइकोलॉजिकली आपको जैसे बोलते हैं ना, एक वाइल्ड हॉर्स को बांध दिया गया, एनर्जी उसमें बहुत है, तो उसकी ट्रांजिशन पीरियड, तो वो हॉस्टल जैसा माहौल होता है. वहाँ लेक्चरिंग भी होती है, पूरा बैच के बहुत से लोग होते हैं, when you freely interact. I remember Dr. Manmohan Singh came to address us, so we were related. He was a governor at that time. So during training, various executive directors, deputy governors come under us. We feel good. And evening time sports, वो सब fun and with the group, music, वो सब होता है.
Certainly, sir. I mean, training I think is the best part everywhere. क्योंकि
उस टाइम बहुत अच्छी होती है RBI की इंडक्शन.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ज्यादा नहीं है, सीखने को मिलता है, एंड यू आर इन द ऑ के इतने बड़े बड़े लोग आके आपको मिल रहे हैं, तो सब अच्छा लगता है. वो कहते हैं ना कि ट्रेलर अच्छा ही हमेशा सबसे ज्यादा अच्छा होता है.
नहीं, उसमें एक और बहुत बड़ी बात होती है कि आप अक्रॉस द कंट्री, अक्रॉस फैकल्टीज वाले लोग इकट्ठे होकर रहते हैं बहुत दिन, भी है ना.
That's good. But sir, what is the curriculum in the training, sir? I mean, is it mostly technical that they teach you technical aspects of working at RBI, या फिर उसमें कुछ behavioral भी होता है? I mean, mannerism.
दोनों
होते हैं.
They want to give you full scope, full functionality scope of the survey. Snapshot of all the departments. Then the behavioral, and then some external inputs, because it's supposed to be a knowledge organization. वो भी होता है.
And sir, at the end of the training, is there any evaluation?
होती है.
सर
वो भी वेरी करता है, डायनामिक चीज है, लेकिन उसमें किसी को निकालते नहीं मैंने देखा. और वो अनलेस भाई एक्सट्रीम केस आ जाए तो आप उसको बोल सकते हैं.
मतलब कोई फेल वगैरह नहीं होता है, बस कोई एथिकल आई थिंक इंसिडेंट नहीं होना चाहिए.
एक्सट्रीम केस तो रेयर केस देखो, जो हम अनएंटिसिपेटेड चीजें तो बोल नहीं सकते हैं. नहीं तो अदरवाइज ऐसा नहीं
कुछ नहीं होता है. And sir, does during the training does one gets the full salary?
Yeah.
And sir, you talked about that you met Mr. Manmohan Singh ji. I think he was the RBI governor at that time. So is that a norm? I mean, do they try every time that RBI governor should come in?
Surely नहीं आ सकते, बहुत बिजी होते हैं, लेकिन आ भी सकते हैं. और मैं बताता हूँ, लाइफ की मेरी वो बड़ी एक अजीब मोमेंट थी. यंगस्टर से नेवर एक्सपेक्टेड इन दोस डेज. तब वो दिन बहुत फॉर्मल हुआ करते थे. You know, suit tie days. More formal than today. And I landed their induction program. Dr. Manmohan Singh came on dot to the lectern, and he was wearing, you believe me, a bushert and sandals.
Simple.
उस जमाने में मेरे लिए बड़ी हैरत की बात थी. Now you can understand the open call. See, एक saying है, आपको पता होगा इंग्लिश में, the collar shows your mind. Open collar, open mind. Closed collar, a little haughty.
Yes sir.
So less formal.
बहुत बड़ी बात है सर. मतलब as a youngster, if we get to meet RBI
गवर्नर को देखा वो सैंडल पहन के आ रहे हैं भाई.
हाँ.
तो मतलब अपने आप को वो शो करने की कोशिश करें, मैं तुम्हारे जैसा ही हूँ भाई मेरे से. और लंच हम थे, सारा ग्रुप जो था उस बैच में लंच किया, तो उन्होंने उसी रूम में लंच.
That's great. And sir, what about the trainers during this training program? Are they internal to RBI only, or do they call some external?
Mostly internal. But बहुत वाइड वेराइटी होती है. उस टाइप के लोग जिन्होंने लेट अस से बैंकिंग स्ट्रीम का एक्सपर्ट है, कोई बैंकिंग सुपरविजन का एक्सपर्ट है, और विद इन दैट बैंकिंग सुपरविजन आल्सो देयर 100 एरियाज. देन करेंसी मैनेजमेंट का एक्सपर्ट है. सो दे चूज द पीपल फ्रॉम अक्रॉस. सेंट्रल ऑफिस से भी बुलाते हैं, एक्सटर्नल लोगों को भी बुलाते हैं, सब तरह के लोग हैं, बिकॉज वो फुल डे सेशंस होते हैं. अब 9 to 5 सेशन लगाना है और आपको 1 महीना पर सेशन लगाएंगे, तो आप सोचो कितने स्पीकर्स हैं.
Right. And sir, how are the rooms at the training facility?
Good. They are very good facilities, officer like.
Officer like facilities. फिर तो बहुत मजा आता होगा ट्रेनिंग में.
Good.
और
sir, there, hostel mess is there. Yeah.
Mess is also there. Okay. और सर आपने बोला बहुत फन होता है एंड मैंने काफी ब्लॉग्स देखे हैं where I mean people share their photos, their videos of the training time, that how did they enjoy. Sir, वो तो आपके टाइम में भी वैसा ही था.
I remember हमारे टाइम में चेन्नई में बाहर चिकिता कैफे बार होता था, शायद अभी भी छोटा सा. तो हम बहुत बार भाई ऑफिशियली हमें ट्रेनर उस जमाने के होते थे. उस टाइम में थोड़ा टाइम अलग था, कहते अरे सो जाओ, ये करना वो करना, बट नोबडी माइंडेड. हम तो 12-1 बजे तक जाके गप मारते थे, कॉफी पीते थे, जो भी करते थे. तब भी ऐसे होता था यार. आफ्टर ऑल पीपल आर सेम.
एक मतलब सूडो कॉलेज लाइफ ही होती है ट्रेनिंग में.
हाँ, वो ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम कॉलेज टू वर्क.
ठीक है. So sir, I'm just left with 2 areas. I'll quickly finish them up and then we will take some queries from the aspirants.
Okay.
So the first area out of the 2 left are the bond, the employment bond. Sir, is there any employment bond that one has to sign with RBI?
तो मेरे ख्याल से तो नहीं था, अभी कुछ इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ भी होगा. एक बात और बताऊं, आरबीआई ने अगर कहीं किसी स्टेज पे बॉन्ड रखा है ना, या तो वो गोल्डन जुबली जो मैं बोला ना, हार्वर्ड में पढ़ने भेजा और आप आते भाग जाओ यार, तो उसमें तो बॉन्ड होता है. नॉर्मली नहीं होता है, लेकिन जहाँ बॉन्ड्स भी होते हैं इतने बड़े नहीं होते प्राइवेट की तरह, कि उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपको पकड़ के आपसे पैसा निकाल. आरबीआई को पैसे नहीं चाहिए. तो थोड़ा सा आपके दिमाग में रहनी चाहिए कि भाई मैंने कोर्स किया इनके सेक्टर पे, तो वो जहाँ इंक्लूड है कहीं थोड़ा बहुत, तो वो भी एग्जॉर्बिटेंट नहीं.
And sir, if somebody is already working in some PSU, suppose I'm working in say State Bank of India and I have a bond there, and before that bond expires, I get selected into RBI. So sir, is there any scenario where that?
No, I got your point. RBI paying the bond.
Yes sir.
नहीं वो नहीं.
Go on. But sir, I think RBI HR department would be taking this into account. Say, अगर मेरे bond में 3-4 महीने रह गए हैं, that they will give me maybe some time to complete that bond and join.
That will be case to case basis.
Case to case basis.
And contextual.
Thanks.
ठीक
है. And sir, my last area is basically about the medical, and here I'm not talking about the medical facilities, sir. Rather, I want to discuss about the medical test which is done at the time of the joining. So sir, is that test being conducted by some medical board at RBI, या फिर they give you the option कि आप किसी भी hospital से जाके करवा लें?
That policy also भी change कर देते हैं. वो list था, approved list, accredited list होती है ना, जैसे accredited list वालों से टेस्ट ये कराना, और बैंक का मेडिकल ऑफिसर होता है, वो बोलते हैं, वो फाइनल आर्बिटर होते हैं. बट इसमें बहुत ज्यादा डरने की कोई बात नहीं है. Because you are not being selected into army or air force, you are getting selected to reserve. अगर कोई ऐसी एक्सट्रीम डिसेबिलिटी जिससे भैया आप काम नहीं कर पाओगे, रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर केसेस, तो उसमें भी क्या होता है, वो हैंडीकैप कोटा वगैरह उसमें आओगे आप. बट नॉर्मली कोई बहुत ज्यादा इसमें टेंशन वाली बात, थोड़ा बहुत एंजाइटी रहेगी कैंडिडेट के माइंड में, वो हमारे कहने से नहीं जाएगी. मतलब मेडिकल का कोई रीजनेबल फिटनेस देखना है, ना कि आर्मी की तरह फाइटिंग फिट देखना है. इन नटशेल आई कैन से दैट.
राइट. तो देखो, 1 minute. तो ये बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन है गाइस, which you keep asking, that can anybody be rejected on medical grounds and all that. So again, as sir has put it very lucidly, that you are not being selected into army, you need to be reasonably fit to work at RBI. तो कोई बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे सिनेरियोज नहीं होंगे. ऑब्वियसली कुछ बहुत बड़ी डिसेबिलिटी है, then there can be a problem, but otherwise ऐसा कुछ खतरा कम है, तो आप टेंशन मत लीजिए. सर, एक बहुत कॉमन कॉज जो लोग पूछते हैं इज कलर ब्लाइंडनेस. दैट इज कलर ब्लाइंडनेस एन इशू?
मैंने देखा नहीं है, देखो मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में मैंने देखा नहीं. लेकिन वो अब किसी का पर्टिकुलर बहुत एक्सट्रीम केस है, क्या है, भाई वो पढ़ ही नहीं सकता, लिख नहीं सकता, वो तो डॉक्टर टेक्निकल इशू है, क्योंकि उसकी मुझे एक्चुअली कलर ब्लाइंडनेस की टेक्निकलिटीज की नॉलेज नहीं है, whether there are grades or degrees or levels, वो कहाँ तक उसको हैंडीकैप में आ जाएगा, नहीं वो मुझे पता नहीं है, पर ऐसा कोई खास केस होते हुए मैंने देखा नहीं।
ठीक है। एंड सर अगर बाई चांस कोई प्रॉब्लम निकल जाए मेडिकल टेस्ट में, ठीक है जी ये थोड़ा ये प्रॉब्लम है, सो
थोड़े में तो भूल ही जाओ आप, थोड़े में तो प्रॉब्लम आएगी नहीं।
चलो कोई कोई मतलब अब बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ऐसे मेरे दिमाग में तो नहीं आ रही है, बट अगर सपोज कोई ऐसा मतलब रिजेक्शन नहीं, बट मे बी दे हैव पुट समथिंग ऑन नोटिस कि ये दिक्कत है,
हाँ वो हो सकता है, दैट इज, देखो फीजिबिलिटी है पॉलिसी में, आरबीआई के पास एचआर हैज द अथॉरिटी टू डू दैट।
तो आई थिंक कुछ कुछ तो होगा कि आप उसको रेक्टिफाई
उसमें
करने का
एक प्लस पॉइंट है, आप पुराने जमाने में होता था ये, लोगों का ना हीमोग्लोबिन कम है, कमजोरी थी बहुत हिंदुस्तान में, खासकर गर्ल चाइल्ड, टीयर 2 3 4 3 नॉट 2 3 4,
हाँ जी हाँ जी
ऐसा होता था, लोग बड़ा डरते थे। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, अंदर आगे आपको अच्छी सैलरी मिलेगी, अमाउंट ऑफ दवाई देगा और आप ठीक हो जाओगे यार, कुछ बहुत ज्यादा घबराने की बात नहीं। तो मेरा मतलब ये है ओवरऑल कि इस एस्पेक्ट के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा सोचने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, अनलेस यू हैव सम वेरी वेरी स्पेसिफिक।
ठीक है सर, सो दैट्स इट, आई थिंक वी हैव डिस्कस्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द एरियाज। मे बी सर थोड़ा एक दो क्वेश्चन और है, फिर मैं स्टूडेंट्स के लूंगा। सर पार्टी वार्टी कितनी होती है वहां पे, और फॉर्मल पार्टीज तो होती ही होंगी आई थिंक विद सम बजट स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय आरबीआई, इनफॉर्मल लोग मिलजुल के भी अपनी करते हैं, फॉर्मल कम, इनफॉर्मल होती हैं?
हाँ फॉर्मल होती है, ऐसा नहीं है, वो डिपेंड करता है यार, पता क्या होता है डिपार्टमेंट पे वेरीज किस तरह का माहौल है। अब मैं आपको बताता हूँ, कुछ जैसे बैंकिंग डिपार्टमेंट है या जहाँ क्लियरिंग होती है, अब तो नहीं होती, खैर मैं उसमें नहीं जाऊंगा डिटेल में, करेंसी मैनेजमेंट है, तो वहाँ कॉन्फ्रेंसेस होंगी, कभी कभी फॉर्मल भी होगा, ऐसा नहीं है नहीं होता, ये तो कहीं भी नहीं। रीजनल ऑफिस में अगर रीजनल डायरेक्टर कोई उस सोच के ज्यादा पार्टी करनी चाहिए, ज्यादा कर लेंगे, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस होती हैं, कुछ स्पेशलिस्ट डिपार्टमेंट है बॉम्बे में, वहाँ इंटरनेशनल लोग ज्यादा आते हैं विजिट करने, वो ज्यादा होगा। तो कुछ हार्ड फास्ट नहीं है, पर होता है, लेकिन उतना नहीं होता जैसे, बिकॉज देयर इज नो सेल्स पिच। हाँ एक फंडा समझिए ना, सेल्स पिच तो है नहीं भाई। हाँ बाकी ट्रेनिंग अच्छा होता है, ट्रेनिंग कॉलेज ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर मैनेजमेंट, स्टाफ कॉलेज, वहां जाओगे तो हो ही रहेगी, होता है, बॉम्बे में ज्यादा होगा कॉन्फ्रेंस का।
राइट राइट, ठीक है सर, मैं कुछ स्टूडेंट्स के क्वेश्चंस ले लेता हूँ। सर फर्स्ट वन इज दैट if I opt to choose an RBI quarter or RBI accommodation, can I keep my parents with me in that quarter?
Dependent parents, yes.
Yes. And sir, the next question is, if I take HRA 60,000 and not the accommodation.
60,000 HRA किधर है?
I think sir, this is something being given right now in Mumbai, around 60K.
नहीं वो लीज का है।
हाँ
तो अगर आपको लीज लेना पड़े,
लीज लेना पड़ेगा,
वो बैंक ही लेता है, बैंक के थ्रू होता है,
बैंक के थ्रू ही होती है, ठीक है। तो उस पे कुछ टैक्स वैक्स का फंडा भी होता है कि आपको
टैक्स वाले ज्यादा डिसाइड करेंगे आप, ठीक है। लेकिन वो एक सेट ऑफ यंगस्टर्स को दिया था, मुझे याद है, एक बैच, मेरे पास भी एक दो बच्चे थे उसमें, ठीक है, लेकिन तब भी वो लेने में फायदा है, ठीक है। यही पूछना चाह रहे थे कि फायदा है कि नहीं, लेना चाहिए कि नहीं? नहीं, लेना तो है ही, छोड़ेगा तो कौन सर, बट यू आर सेइंग दैट इफ यू गेट आरबीआई अकोमोडेशन, गो फॉर दैट, बिकॉज़ क्या होता क्या, मैं बताता हूँ। आरबीआई अकोमोडेशन के लिए आप अप्लाई करते हो, अप्लाई करना और उसमें लिखते हैं कि वो आपको लीज मिले तो लोगे कि नहीं लोगे, तो आप यस कर दो। उसमें क्या होगा, अगर आरबीआई अकोमोडेशन अवेलेबल है पहले वो दी जाएगी, नहीं मिली तो लीज में जाओगे, लेकिन लीज से आरबीआई अकोमोडेशन हमेशा बेटर है, क्योंकि मेंटेनेंस वगैरह का कोई झंझट नहीं, आपके सिर पे कोई तकलीफ नहीं। और जो लीज्ड अकोमोडेशन का पैसा होगा वो आपके लैंडलॉर्ड के उसमें मिल जाता है, आपकी हेडेक कोई, ठीक है, ठीक है। वो बॉम्बे में पता क्या है यार, वो आप ले नहीं पाओगे, नए लोग जाओगे, वो उसकी वो मांगेगा ना डिपॉजिट और क्या कुछ मांगेगा, बड़ी मुश्किल होती है उसमें।
And sir, one question is by Rahul Ranjan. If I've already taken a home loan before joining RBI, Then after I join RBI, will that be taken over by RBI? मतलब अभी मैंने किसी बैंक से
नहीं, टेक ओवर ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता यार। ये टेक ओवर, नथिंग ट्रांसफरेबल। यू कम हियर विद अ क्लीन स्लेट।
ओके,
वो ट्रांसफर वाली चीजें वो सब नहीं है।
सो राहुल नहीं होगा। आप आई थिंक आरबीआई, अगर आपने आरबीआई में ज्वाइन कर लिए फिर आप आरबीआई से तो लोन ले सकते हैं, राइट?
बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं,
बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं। ट्रांसफर नहीं होगा राहुल।
अच्छा खासा मिलता है।
आप आरबीआई से फ्रेश लोन ले सकते हैं लेकिन ट्रांसफर नहीं करवा सकते।
बाकी कोई इंडिविजुअल केस कोई एक्सेप्शन कुछ कर लें, वो देखो एक्सेप्शंस में यहाँ काउंट नहीं कर।
And so then there is a question by Pranav that if I have cleared CAIIB exam, I think that's a banking exam. So would I get some advantage in the interview?
Well, it will not be fair to say that. क्योंकि तो इंटरव्यू बोर्ड वाला क्या सोचता है भाई?
So Pranav, as sir has said, it depends upon person to person. I think at the end of the day, whatever certifications you have, it all depends upon whether you are.
बड़ी बात बताऊं, अगर ये CIB कह रहे हैं, that means definitely he is working in a bank.
हाँ.
Obviously he is working in a bank.
Yes.
तो वो सारा जो है बैंक में काम किया, CIB कर ली, अच्छा है, तो वो काउंट हो जाता है उस तरीके से। Got it?
Yes.
अगर इंटरव्यू बोर्ड वाले को पता कि यार ऑलरेडी बैंकिंग एक्सपीरियंस लेके लड़का आ रहा, काउंट होगा ना।
Sir, then Amit is asking कि जो पेट्रोल अलाउंस होता है, is it reimbursed by submission of bills या on declaration ही आ जाता है?
नहीं, अब तो declaration पे हो गया, पहले bills होते हैं।
So Amit, you will get that on declaration. चाहे आप पैदल जाओ, जैसे भी जाओ, declaration करोगे तो मिलेगा। And sir, Divya is asking, though you have answered it briefly earlier also, how are the houses given by RBI? मतलब अंदर से कैसे हैं? मतलब क्या बहुत पुराने हैं या अच्छे से मेंटेन्ड हैं, कैसे हैं?
ये तो इतनी हजारों, मतलब tens of thousands of flats हैं इंडिया में। It's not fair to compare, no? लेकिन पुराने भी हैं तो वो एक मेंटेनेंस स्टैंडर्ड तो होता है। आप नया बंदा आएगा तो पेंट करके देंगे। There is a full-fledged estate department, उसकी क्लीनिंग करेगा, उसको पेंट करेगा। कुछ टूटा फूटा है, आप देखोगे चाबी लेके, भाई ये खराब है भाई। तो वो जब फ्लैट लेते हैं ना, तो वो लिस्ट बनती है, उसमें केयर टेकर साथ में जाता है कि भाई ये टैप, इस टैप का एक ढक्कन भी टूटा हुआ है, ये विंडो बंद नहीं हो रही है, टूटी फूटी है, वो सब लिस्टिंग हो जाती है। वो आरबीआई के बंदे की केयर टेकर की जिम्मेवारी ठीक करवाना है।
So sir is saying that there are a lot of flats, but to summarize it, के flats आपको अच्छी condition में ही देंगे, white wash करके देंगे।
कुछ कमी है तो वो फिर पूरा करके देंगे।
And this answer has already been this question has already been answered, that can you keep your parents? Yes, if they are dependent parents, you can.
Otherwise also मैं एक बात बताऊं, अब जितने ज्यादा फॉर्मली रेकअप करोगे इन चीजों को, उतनी तकलीफ है। पेरेंट्स का अपने एक चीज होती है रिटर्न रूल। अगेन आई एम सेइंग पर्सनल लेवल, नॉट ऑफिशियल।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
एक जिस सोसाइटी में रहते कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशन उससे बाहर तो नहीं होती, तो उसका मीनिंग बड़ा क्लियर है। आपसे कुछ मतलब कोई आके कहे कि अपनी माँ को क्यों रखा है यार, ऐसे नहीं होता।
नहीं, ऑब्वियसली मैं भी ये कहने वाला था कि वो आपके घर में
सोशल सिस्टम देखिए, कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्पेशली इंस्टीट्यूशन लाइक रिजर्व बैंक इज पार्ट ऑफ आवर सोशल फैब्रिक, तो उसमें इतनी चिंता की जरूरत।
वेरी वेल सेड सर। तो बिल्कुल आप टेंशन मत लीजिए, मतलब अपने पेरेंट्स को रख सकते हैं, डिपेंडेंट है नहीं डिपेंडेंट, चाहे डिपेंडेंट ना भी हो।
डिपेंडेंस में तो पक्का ही है ना, उसमें तो सोचने की बात है।
Okay. Mahesh, this question has also been answered that for petrol allowance आपको declaration पे देना है। आपके पास कार नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं है, आपको petrol allowance फिर भी मिल जाएगा। So there is one more question, a bit awkward, but let me ask you this, मतलब कि अगर मैं आरबीआई में काम करता हूँ, can I have my YouTube channel? मतलब मैं YouTube चैनल पे अपना, मतलब कुछ आरबीआई की ऐसी पॉलिसी है कि आप पब्लिकली क्या कॉन्स्ट्रेंट्स है, मतलब आप ठीक है आप आरबीआई के बारे में नहीं बात कर सकते, बट कैन आई स्टार्ट माय यूट्यूब चैनल एंड से शेयर अबाउट माय एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ माय लाइफ?
लोग करते हैं, अभी कम्युनिकेशन पॉलिसी एक फॉर्मुलाइज हुई थी,
ठीक है।
अब करंट उसका एग्जैक्ट मुझे नहीं ध्यान है, उसमें देखिए उसमें मॉरल स्टैंडर्ड या इथिकल स्टैंडर्ड या सोशल स्टैंडर्ड तो लगेगा ही, वो इन जनरल है। बाकी आरबीआई की किसी भी ऑफिशियल पॉलिसी या आप बोलो कि मैं तो इंडिया की इकोनॉमी पे कमेंट करूंगा, इन माय व्यू इकोनॉमी इज गोइंग टू ग्रो और नॉट ग्रो और इंडस्ट्री, वो नहीं, वो तो फिर आरबीआई की फंक्शनैलिटी से संबंधित कुछ भी वो नहीं। पर्सनल वाले में कम्युनिकेशन पॉलिसी पर शुड बी लिबरल टू सर्टेन एक्सटेंट, अनलेस आप मतलब कुछ ऐसी चीज हो जो मतलब आपकी सोसाइटी या नेशन के लिए इनिमिकल हो जाए, वो तो फिर
गलत है। ठीक है, तो गाइस कम्युनिकेशन पॉलिसी को पढ़े आरबीआई की, दैट विल गिव अ बेटर आइडिया, बट ऑब्वियसली यू विल नॉट बी अलाउड टू स्पीक एनीथिंग अबाउट द इंटरनल प्रोसेसेस, फंक्शंस ऑफ आरबीआई, मतलब तो आई थिंक उसमें एक आपको खुद ही आपकी कॉन्शियस से ही पता लग जाएगा कि जो आप कर रहे हैं वो अलाउड है या नहीं है, बट यू ऑलवेज रीड दैट कम्युनिकेशन पॉलिसी एंड कांटेक्ट योर एचआरस एट आरबीआई, दे विल गिव यू बेटर क्लैरिटी।
मिल जाएगी अंदर ही।
हां,
देयर इज एन एंटरप्राइज नॉलेज पोर्टल आल्सो, ईकेपी, वंस दे जॉइन दे हैव एक्सेस टू दैट।
Fine. So you will get all these documents on your internal portal. That is what sir is saying. So the next question I'll handle. Somebody is asking, final year can apply or not? So Harsh, though this is not on the agenda of this session, but final year students cannot apply as per RBI's notification each year. Those who have already got the degree, they are only eligible to apply. Okay, sir. Maybe this question is being repeated many a times in the chat window. In an interview, if they ask you why RBI, obviously they will ask you why RBI, and there is no standard answer to this. It all depends upon what is your internal motivation. I mean, it depends upon person to person. Why does he wants to join RBI? But sir, any tips you want to give to the aspirants ke when you answer why RBI, at least do not commit these mistakes?
No, first mistake is don't falsify your answer. किताब वाला आंसर नहीं देना है, ठीक है, जो आपके अंदर से आ रहा है वो जवाब देना है, क्योंकि देयर इज नो राइट आंसर, देयर इज नो रॉन्ग आंसर। और जो आपने इंटरव्यू में 20 सवाल और दिए, उससे ये अपने आप इंटरव्यूअर्स को इतना तजुर्बा एक्सपीरियंस होता है, तो सीजन गाइड वो उससे समझ लेते हैं कि यार पहले तो कुछ और बोल रहा था और आरबीआई पूछने पे कुछ और बोल रहा है, वो अपने आप टेस्ट चेक हो जाता है। So be true.
Be true.
Maybe in a very polite way, in a decent way. Yes, you want to say it's a better employer. I'm getting more paid. Then what is wrong with this? Nothing wrong. Up to you. Of course, if you're brutally frank, sometimes there can be a follow-up question. That okay, do you value only money? Then you have to know. तो मतलब अंदर से जो स्ट्रॉन्ग परसेप्शन है तो दिमाग कर रहा है वो जवाब देना, ताकि फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन का जवाब दे पाओ।
So I mean one point जो अगर मैं समराइज करूं तो be truthful and at the same time I think you have to be little diplomatic also. जैसे सर ने कहा ठीक है पैसा जरूरी है, बट ऑब्वियसली अगर आप बोलेंगे सिर्फ पैसे के लिए आ रहे हैं, पैसे के लिए आ रहे हैं, मतलब वो तो बुरा नहीं है, बट थोड़ा सा तो मतलब सर आई थिंक डिप्लोमेटिक होना पड़ेगा कि यस
नहीं, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, उल्टा है। व्हाट इज रॉन्ग? मुझे जहां बेटर पास्चर, ग्रीनर पास्चर एज अ कैरियर दिख रहा है, लेकिन वो अकेला आज की सैलरी नहीं, मुझे कैरियर पाथ, लिविंग, वो चीजें बाद में जस्टिफाई करना पड़ेगा। That means ultimately what I can summarize, are you choosing a package? Because employment is not a one day affair. वो आपके अंदर से जो should be sure, बस उतना।
Right, sir. Shubhaji, this question has already been answered that lease amount will be directly credited to the landlord account and not to your account. So this is done. Mini is asking, can we continue with the higher study? Okay, sir. What about the sabbatical policy? If I want to go for studies,
there is a policy, but it keeps on changing again.
So, Mini, you will be allowed to take some sabbaticals, and for foreign studies, sir has already told there is also a golden
sabbatical में भी है, मतलब वो policy लेकिन बदलती रहती है, dynamic,
and that policy keeps on changing. So, मतलब अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, हायर स्टडीज के लिए भी जा सकते हैं, फॉरेन कंट्री भी जा सकते हैं। इनफैक्ट एज सर हैज टोल्ड, गोल्डन जुबली स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम भी है जिसमें आरबीआई सारा फंड करेगा इफ यू गेट सिलेक्टेड, ठीक है, बट उसमें लिमिटेड सीट्स होती हैं। तो सारा कुछ है, बट इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन यू, हाउ डू यू एनकैच देम, हाउ हार्ड यू वर्क फॉर देम। ठीक है सर, आई थिंक आई एम डन विद मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच कैंडिडेट हैड, दो द लिस्ट विल keep to grow continuously. We might sit even till 7 in the night or 10 in the night. The questions will not go away. So I'll thank you, sir, for taking out precious time and sharing your inputs about your career, about your perspective of working at RBI with our students, with our aspirants for RBI Grade B. It will eventually help them to have a better idea about how RBI works, what RBI does, and ultimately they will be able to take a decision which is in their favor. So I thank you for that, sir, and it was nice meeting you once again.
Thanks to you, and I hope some doubts or whatever question in the mind of these youngsters will be there would have been cleared to some extent at least.
Definitely.
They can focus on the preparation rather than worrying about these things. So all the best to all of them. And when you get selected somewhere, obviously, perhaps we meet or contact. That we can easily do.
Sure. So once you get selected, you have alumni of RBI whom you can get in touch with and maybe discuss some more things.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.